So many of you over the past several months have been asking for us to make this episode. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to be exploring 10 surprising and interesting facts about the devil according to the religion of Islam. Hey guys, welcome back to FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton. Now, I do have to admit that there isn't that much info on the devil, especially in the Quran, but there's a lot more info in the Hadith as well, which is the Islamic traditional writings. But either way, I'll share what I found with you. This is going to be an exciting one. So sit down, get ready, let's jump right in. And by the way, if you know, I have a new couch, chair thingy. It's like my throne. So let's start off. Fact number 10. Who is the devil in Islam anyways? Well, the Arabic term shaitan means adversary, and it's like the English word Satan, and it's used in the Quran in both the singular as well as the plural, and it's often interchangeable with Iblis, who is considered to be a particular Satan or devil. That's like the proper name for him. And because of the disobedience that Iblis portrayed to God, God ejected him from having access to heaven and among the angels and all of that. And we're gonna get a lot more into that in this episode. But this particular figure, Iblis, he tempts Adam and Eve to disobey God. And in that story, he's referred to as Shaitan. Also, sometimes he's referred to as a jinn, giving rise to a lot of different understanding and interpretation about the nature of Satan, aka Iblis, like what's really going on here. But by the way, we're gonna also get more into that later in this episode. But that's just an introduction of who the devil is inside the religion of Islam. Let's move on now to fact number 9. Iblis, as he's called, was also part of God's creation. You can find that in the Quran, Surah 15, verses 27. And it explains that before God created man out of clay from the earth, he created the Jinn Race. Yeah, specifically it says the Jinn Race was created from the fire of the Simum. And Simum it's like a desert sandstorm kind of wind. So the idea that the jinn were created by God is also found in the Quran. You can find that in Surah 6 verses 100 and Surah 55 verses 15. Now for Iblis, he was created before Adam and Eve, and he was also present at the time of Adam's creation. And you can find that in Surah 15 verses 28 to 31. However, he wasn't present at the time that the heavens were created. Moving on now to fact number 8. So in the religion of Islam, Iblis, aka the devil, isn't the originator and creator of evil in the world. As he fulfills the role as being Satan, he's simply seen as a tempter who really likes to take advantage of the weakness of humanity, as well as the self-centeredness, the ego, all of that, and really tries to lead people to the path away from God. Next thing that I want to point out is though that angels, they are seen in the religion of Islam as being super loyal to God, and they bowed down to Adam when God told them to do so, but Iblis did not. So this brought up the question of Iblis, like, was he one of the angels or not? Yeah, and this is a pretty interesting point because this is where a lot of Islamic scholars actually disagree. But not just scholars, also Islamic commentators as well. They tend to disagree on this point. Not all of them, but just there's a large amount of them. Now, the Quran identifies Iblis as a jinn in Surah 18 verses 50. So some hold the view that the jinn are a type of angel though. Now, Tabari, citing the companion Ibn Abbas, he wrote this: Iblis was one of a group of angels called Al-Jinn, where the term jinn comes from. They were created of fire. But although there is differences of views about the nature of Iblis, most Muslims do agree that he is a jinn, and jinn is completely separate from the class of angels. Also, according to Islamic traditions, Iblis is known by many different names and titles, such as Abu Murrah, which is father of bitterness, and there's Adu Allah, meaning the enemy of God, and Abu al-Harith, which is the father of the plowman. Alright guys, so we reached halfway in this episode. Really hope you're finding this interesting so far. If you haven't done so already, be sure to leave a like on this video. It really does help more people find our videos here on YouTube. And also, if this is your first time here to FTD Facts, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified of future episodes like this. And also, we talk about different countries, culture, people from all around the world as well. So if these topics like religion, countries, culture, people, history, all that good stuff really sits with you, definitely definitely stick around for a while here in FTD Facts, especially as we're on our road to 1 million subscribers right now. So I look forward to seeing you in the next episode as well. All right, so let's just continue on with this one. We got 5 more facts to look at. In the Quran, there are actually 7 different accounts about the hatred between Satan and humans, and this all resulted from his refusal to obey God and bow down to Adam. Those references are Surah 2 verses 30 to 39, Surah 11 verses 11 to 25, Surah 15 verses 26 to 48, Surah 17 verses 61 to 65, Surah 18 verses 50 to 53, Surah 20 verses 115 to 126, and Surah 38 verses 71 to 88. All these accounts, by the way, they differ in length and the details that are included in each of them. Also, Iblis, the devil, yeah, very bad guy. He vows to take revenge by misleading humans. This is referenced in the Quran, Surah 15 verses 39 and 38 verses 82. Because thou hast thrown me out of the way, lo, I will lie in wait for them on the straight way. Then I will assault them from before them and behind them, from their right and their left. Nor wilt thou find in most of them gratitude for your mercies. This, by the way, was taken from Surah 7 verses 16 to 17. Now, although Iblis is often compared to the devil in Christian theology, in Islam, the idea is rejected that Satan is an opponent of God, and also it is opposed that there is some sort of struggle between God and the devil. So Iblis might either be regarded as the most monotheist or the greatest sinner ever. And it's also believed that Iblis did not become an unbeliever because of his disobedience, but because of attributing injustice to God by saying that the command to bow down before Adam was completely inappropriate. There's also no sign of any revolt in heaven or war in terms of like all the angels fighting in the Quran. That's not found there like it's found in the Bible. And it doesn't mention that the devil is trying to take God's throne in the religion of Islam at all. Now, according to certain Islamic traditions, the supernatural being named Azazel, I've heard also pronounced Azazel, is by the way viewed as the original name for Iblis, the devil or Satan. And this being was cast down to earth when he refused to bow down before God's creation, Adam. Once he was cast down, Azazel, whose name then became Iblis, spoke through a serpent to tempt Adam and Eve with the forbidden fruit. So Iblis is also considered as the leader of those angels who fought the earthly jinn as well. And in terms of this traditional belief, it kind of falls more in line with the Christian view of Satan. Of course, there are some variations though, but this is not the most popular Islamic view, although it does exist in the religion. And finally, the fact I want to end off on is Satan is not just seen as an enemy or adversary in the religion of Islam, but is also seen as the worst of all enemies of human beings. In the Quran, Surah 2 verses 208, it says, "O you who believe, you shall embrace total submission. Do not follow the steps of Satan, for he is your most ardent enemy." Also in the Quran, Surah 6 verses 142, it says, "Some livestock supply you with transportation as well as bedding materials. Eat from God's provisions to you, and do not follow the steps of Satan. He is your most ardent enemy." So guys, that was a brief look at 10 surprising and interesting facts about the devil in Islam. Be sure to leave your thoughts and comments down below. Join in on the conversation. And also, if you have any topics for any future FTD Facts episodes, let me know down below as well. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. Definitely a fascinating, interesting topic. I love exploring like the different worlds of religion, supernatural beliefs, and everything, and sharing them with you guys. My social media links are below in the video description section, so you can follow me over there as well. And I'll leave you the recommended episode at the end screen. So once I'm out of here, tap the annotation to enjoy that one, and I'll see you guys next time.